evening to everyone. Welcome to our eKal Academy's Career Mentorship webinar. On behalf of the whole eKal team and Calorex group, I welcome you all. So let me give you a brief introduction about what is eKal. eKal Academy is a digital learning initiative of Calorex group. We hold a 28 years of legacy in education. A digital teaching platform enabling live and interactive classes offering individual and group programs. eKal Academy caters to class KG to 12, preparing students for CBSE curriculum-based learning and skill enhancement, continuous professional development for lifelong learners. So today we are all here for Career Mentorship webinar. Our host for tonight is Mr. Ramakrishnan Bodhu. He is a mentor, speaker, and trainer. Let me give you a brief introduction of our host and instructor of today. He is holding 5 years of mentoring, counseling, and training experience blended with 18 years of corporate work life. Thousands of hours of one-on-one mentoring sessions, empowering parents and enabling students to make career decisions. He has conducted over 250 career awareness workshops, life skill webinars, impacted over 20,000 students and parents across 100 schools in 12 states of India. He has trained over 1,000 school leaders, principals, teachers across India to build career guidance and ecosystem. So without any further ado, I hand over this session to our instructor, Ramakrishnan sir. Yes, sir. I am giving you the host, right? You can start the session.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for everyone for joining here this evening. I know it's a Saturday evening, a lot of commitments, with family, but despite that, it is very nice to see that you have all joined here. Once again, welcome to you all for this session. As Sonam mentioned, my name is Ramakrishna and I'm the speaker for today's session. So I would appreciate if you all can turn on your videos. If you all can turn on your videos, that will be great. We will have some interactive conversation. It is not that, a monologue that I'm going to speak and then you're going to listen, but we'll have an interactive conversation. Please, as possible, please turn on your videos. I would appreciate. And I have a question to all of you. I assume here we have parents and students are together, both parents and children joining from the same, place. So which is very nice. Can I see some of you turning on your videos, please? I know we all are working from home, joining from home. That's perfectly fine. Whatever the background it is, if you don't have an opportunity to, put a beautiful background. Even I'm joining from home. So, okay. So I have a question for all of you. Do you all go on holiday? Does any of you go on holiday? Does any of you go on holiday? You can type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Okay, Mantra says yes. What about others? Bhumi, Shraddha, Jyoti, Ritu, Rudra, Prabha, Tejaswa, Aneri. Okay, you all go on a holiday. Okay, wonderful. Terrific. So when you plan to go on a holiday, what is that first thing that comes to your mind? When you want to go on a holiday, what is that first thing that comes to your mind? Come on, type in the chat box. Of course, the excitement. Because you are excited, you want to go on a holiday. That's right. But when you have to get into the planning and all, what is that first thing that comes to your mind? First question to be answered. The destination, the place, the destination. Wonderful. Yes. So you will first decide upon your destination. What is your holiday destination? And then you will decide the mode of transportation, how to get there. It is by road, by train, by air, or is there any other transportation medium? And also where to stay, what to eat, what kind of clothes to pack, what are the do's and don'ts, what are the places to visit over there, in the destination. Yes, you all agree? You can show a thumbs up. If you can't turn on your cameras, you can show a thumbs up, on your screen. That's perfectly fine. Okay, you all, okay, that's nice. Thank you. So you do a lot of planning, but first thing, you decide your destination, the place. And depending on your destination, if it is too far, you will have to do little advance, like sometimes a month in advance, 45 days in advance, 3 months in advance. Now, if you want to get some better prices, throwaway prices, you'll have to do it little early as well. If it is a nearby place, probably you could do 15 days in advance, kind of, planning. So this is all what we do when we want to go on a holiday, right? So, okay, yeah. So please go on mute. Those who are not having a question or speaking, so that will be great. Okay. So when you want to go on a holiday, the destination becomes the first one. Then what about career? When you want to plan your career, if you're a student, or when you want to get your child's career planned, what should be the first thing that you should look at? Field, stream, what else? Come on, type in your answers in the chat box. One is field, stream. Okay, what are the other responses? Come on in, type in. I want to make that interactive. One is field, stream, maybe college, course. Yes. You can show a thumbs up. Okay. His interest, the child's interest, the child's aptitude, possibly, right? But tell me something. Tell me something. How do you decide a stream or a field, course or a college? Now, let me pause there and ask one more question. If you know the destination, like for your holiday planning, then the entire, planning would be appropriate, isn't it? The mode of transportation. Now, similarly, for career planning also, first you need to know what is that your child want to become. And if you're a student, what is that you want to become in your life? What is your career destination? Now, I want you to appreciate the fact that career planning is no different from holiday planning. First, one has to decide what destination do I want to get to? What is my career destination? Career destination could be, I want to be an astrophysicist. I want to be a sports person. I want to be a musician. I want to be a lawyer. Okay. And whatever that different aspirations that the child will have, or the parents, are empowering the children. Once you know the destination, then choosing a field stream becomes easy, followed by you could choose a college, the entrance examination, the entry, eligibility, the course. That comes later. Something like your mode of transportation when you plan for your holiday. First, you decide on the destination, then you decide on the mode of transportation. Similarly, you decide on your career destination, then you choose the field or stream. If you want to become a lawyer, then there's no point in choosing biology, physics, chemistry as your mainstream subjects. Now you want to become an astrophysicist. Now there's no point in choosing humanities as a stream, right? So this is what I'm meaning. Now, similarly for holiday planning, if it is 1,000 kilometers away, there's no point in you planning to go. It's of course you can go on road, but it is appropriate to go by air. You can reach faster in 1.5, 2 hours at the max. So once you know the destination, then the mode of transportation becomes easy. Similarly, once you know your career destination, then the stream and field choice becomes easy. And then which course, which college. Now, to become a lawyer, there are many possibilities. You can do BA LLB, BCom LLB, BSc LLB, BBA LLB. There are many things like that. You want to become an astrophysicist. All you have to do is you should have a maths, physics, chemistry as a mainstream subject. You need to major in physics. You could do it in IIT, you could do it in NIT, you could do it in Indian Institute of Science, or you could do in some other university, whether it is in India or outside India. So this is the mode of transportation. The field stream choices are no different from a mode of transportation in our holiday planning. So please keep that in mind, in the back of your mind. Career planning is no different from holiday planning. In both cases, if you know the destination, then the rest of the planning becomes easy. And here is another thing I want you to think about. Here is another thing I want you to think about. If you know the destination, then the journey becomes pleasurable. If you know the destination, then the journey becomes pleasurable. If you don't know the destination, then the journey becomes miserable, because you're just on a path without knowing where you are heading. So it is not a fair thing to do. So I repeat, if you know the destination, then the journey becomes pleasurable. If you don't know the destination, then the journey becomes miserable. Right? Wonderful. I hope you're all with me. Is it making sense? Are you all following me? Show a thumbs up
Yes,
if it
sir.
is
Yes, sir.
okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you. Now, today, let us see, let us understand a little more detail in the next few minutes. How do we, plan a career? The art and science behind this career planning. Let's get to that. The art and science of career planning. I'm going to quickly bring up my screen here. Just bear with me for a second, and I'm going to put some slides to you, so that okay. I'm going to share it in a moment. I hope you can see it. Just show me a thumbs up as you can see that. See my
Visible,
slide.
sir.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to discuss about the art and science of career planning. How do we unleash the potential? So those who are, I think some of you have unmuted. Please go on mute. There is some background noise interfering. Thank you. So today we're going to discuss about various aspects, which is the art and science of career planning. Any guess when I say the art and science of career planning? Any of you have got any idea what is this art and science? Any guesses? Any thoughts? आपको कुछ आइडिया है आर्ट क्या होगा, साइंस क्या होगा करियर के बारे में? अरे करियर प्लानिंग करना है, ये आर्ट साइंस क्या होता है? ऐसा कुछ सवाल उठता है आपके मन में, है कि नहीं? So please type in if you have any thoughts, but nevertheless, I'm going to get there. So the art and science of career planning, what does it mean? It's basically you need to be creative and you need to be strategic as well. You need to be creative and you need to be strategic. If you're a student or a parent, either you are empowering your child or your student, you are planning your career. You need to be creative and strategic. These are the two approaches that one has to take, a creative and strategic approach for career planning. I'm going to talk about what is it. Now, at the same time, when you say the art is basically very subjective to individual. That means it changes from person to person. The science remains constant across everybody. Only thing is which area, which aspect, which is very objective. So the art is subjective to individual. It changes from person to person. The science is very objective to individual, that remains constant for anybody. So we will get and see. And at the same time, we need to have a creative and strategic approach when we do career planning. So let's get going. As I mentioned, the art and science are equal to creative and strategy, creativity and strategy. One need to be creative when they are planning their career, and they should have a strategic approach. When I say creative, you need to explore, think out of the box. Don't get stuck to the rotten methodology of engineering and medicine are the only careers. IIT and NEET, JEE and NEET are the only options, or UPSC or becoming a lawyer are the only careers. The world is changing. The world is changing at a very fast pace. So there are a lot of careers that have been evolving, right? So art and science. Now let's look at basically what is art. let's understand what is this art all about. So art is basically, as I said, it is very subjective to individual. What it means, self-reflection of an individual. What is the intuition? आपको क्या बनना चाहता है, आपका इच्छा क्या है, आपका एस्पिरेशन क्या है, आपका मन में क्या सोच आ जाता है. What are your aspirations, what are your interests, what are your likings? Those all have got some sort of intuition in you. Self-reflection, when it comes to self-reflection, what are your strengths, what is your personality, आप किस तरीके के आदमी हैं, what kind of a personality do you possess, and that personality, where will it succeed? Imagine if a child of a 15-year-old is very outgoing, talkative, collaborative, very communicative, willing to work with people. This is the personality of the child. A 15-year-old child in a 10th grade, he is very collaborative, communicative, very outgoing, very talkative, and wanting to mingle with people. For this kind of person, what career will be suitable? Just guess. Just give with a common sense, we all can guess. Can you all type in your answers? A child who is outgoing, very talkative, collaborative, communicative, and wanting to work with people. What kind of work will be suitable for this person, or what kind of a career will be suitable for this person? Journalism, very nice. Lawyer, very nice. Journalism and mass communication, perfect. Any other answers? Mass communication, terrific. Terrific. So where a lot of communication is involved. Now imagine, without considering the personality of the child. Now an outgoing, speaker, travel blogger. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Those are all very nice answers, appropriate answers. Now you take this person who is very outgoing, very talkative, collaborative, communicative, and make him sit in front of a computer for 8 to 10 hours every day and ask him to do a computer programming. Do you think this person will enjoy that kind of work?
No.
He will not enjoy, isn't it? So he'll get bored, he'll run away, right? So it is very important. One need to know what are my strengths, what is my personality, what are my interests, what am I passionate about, what are the aptitudes that I possess, what are the abilities that I possess. And these things change from person to person. There may be similarities, but they are not identical. Okay. And next comes intuition. We all say about this, may sound like little philosophical, but intuition is something like, you have an inner voice telling you something. You have an inclination, natural inclination. That's your intuition. And creativity is basically try and look for unique opportunities. Don't run don't fall into the rat race. Don't be like a herd, like a shepherd. Try and look at the possibilities of unconventional career paths. So creative approach, strategic approach, I talked earlier, right? And at the same time, one need to be flexible and adaptable to accept the changes that are going to happen down the line. Because today we are in the age of, careers that are transforming at a very fast pace. It is like every morning we wake up hearing about a new career, and every night we go to bed hearing about one career is fading away. Now imagine entry-level accounting jobs. Until 10 years ago, the teller roles in bank used to be there used to be a huge lines piled up until 10, 15 years, which were replaced by ATM. Now ATMs are replaced by digital payments. Literally, we hardly draw any cash unless it is only cash transaction. Now you don't have to use these cards also. Latest update, you can withdraw cash from an ATM if you want through the UPI, QR code scanning. So technology is transforming. As a result, some of the existing jobs are going off, fading away, and the new jobs are getting created. That's very crucial. Or imagine how difficult or easy was it, 7, 8 years ago to file income tax returns. It used to be a tedious manual process. Today, it's a click of two mouse buttons. It's just that, like that. So we need to be adaptable and flexible. We have to have an outlook that not today. Look at down the line, 10 years, down the line, 20 years. Your child or a student who's in a 10th grade, 11th or 12th grade, 8th or 9th grade, they're 13, 14, 15, 16-year old. Now they're all going to work. They're all going to get into jobs and businesses something like 8 to 10 years from now. Now you need to look at today, what choice are you making? Is it going to be alive 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? So that is very crucial. Now, sometimes we may not know the possibility. So we should be ready to be flexible. We should be ready to be adaptable, make some adjustments to our plans and thoughts as we move on. So that's the art aspect of career planning. We need to look at so many parameters. Self-reflection, primarily your personalities, your abilities, your aptitude, your interest, your passion, your aspirations. What is your inner calling? What is your inner voice saying? Are you creatively looking for some of the unconventional, the most in-demand careers? And are you building some of those flexibility, adaptability down the line? So that's very crucial. Now let's look at the science aspect of it. And what is that the science is involved in this? The science is very, very constant for anybody. The first one there, one need to research about various careers or explore what are the possibilities. It has been said that there are over 20,000 different careers that are available in this world for a boy or a girl to choose from. Today, if I ask a count, some of you would say 10, 15, 20. As a group, you all may put together, some 50 odd careers, maybe 100 odd careers. So there are thousands of, over 20,000 different careers. Now that number is ever evolving. It is not a constant number. So think about it, explore what are the various possibilities, gather as much information as possible, and analyze, assess the demand and supply for that career. For example, actuarial science, that's a huge career. There's a lot of demand, the supply is very less as on date. So any student with a maths background can do it. I'm just giving an example. And most importantly, setting up goals, long-term and short-term, in a smart way. Set up some smart goals. That's again towards your career aspiration. That's important. And a student has to develop him or herself with certain skills towards their career destination. It is not just the school academics. There has to be skills also. If the school is not taking care of the skills, then you need to make an effort to develop certain skills to participate towards your career. For example, if somebody wants to become an astrophysicist, you need to build science as a skill, physics as a skill by participating in science fairs, for example, by participating in workshops, by participating in some research, internships. So those are some of the skills. And networking, it's very important. Having connections with people, with seniors, super seniors who have been studying the same course which you are also aspiring, and having connections either through your family, either through your neighbors, either through your school. That's very important. And of course, it is inevitable that we need to make a right choice of course and get ourselves trained, education and training. That's the science aspect, another aspect. And of course, all of this has to be put in a clear plan with milestones in a roadmap. Now, if you are in a 10th grade, the immediate question is, what stream am I going to choose after my 10th grade in line to my career aspiration? That's the first thing to be answered. After that, what skills do I have to develop? And what are the undergraduate courses that are available, and which are those colleges which are offering these courses? What is the entry and eligibility criteria? And how do I take my journey from now until then? What are the coaching and training do I have to take besides my academic training? Right? So those are the aspects that has to be taken into account. Those are the science aspects. Now I have a question to all of you. How many of you, whether you're a student or a parent attending this session today, how many of you really consider the personality of a child, the ability of a child? Of course, most of you would consider the passion, the aspiration, the interest. How many of you really consider the personality of the child, the strengths of the child, the abilities of the child? Anyone there out there really have thought through, and I would be happy if anyone was there. You can raise a thumbs up or you can type in. But otherwise, I hope I'm putting across the right points to you. If there is nobody, okay, that's fine. I see, couple of responses there, but nice. So that is the art and science. Now let's look at, how do we do this? It is neither science nor the art. You have to balance between the both. There has to be a balance between the both. You need to listen to your intuition, and it has to be practical. It has to be objective. It should not remain at a wish list level. It should be very objective, with a goal oriented, with a clear direction, with a clear plan. Can I request everybody to go on mute, please? Okay. Okay, let me. I don't know if I can mute. So please go on mute. Those who are not speaking. Okay, so basically one need to balance between the art and science. You need to stay objective while you are not ignoring your aspirations. You need to consider your personality while you are staying practical, while making a career choice, while doing the right analysis. That's very crucial. So balance is very important, and integrate the creative and the analytical elements. This is very important. You got to be creative and you have to stay objective. You got to listen to yourself, and at the same time, you will have to look at holistically. And at the same time, just because for the sake of choosing some unconventional career, you can't ignore the practical facts. Now, for example, you want to become a marine biologist, which is a very prospective career. But is it viable to you from the place where you are in? What is the demand and supply? That has to be practically looked at. Now, at a very high level, marine biology and marine biologists will have a lot of prospective opportunities if you go to the coasts of Australia compared to the other coasts. May not be in India because that is not picked up yet. Right? Like until 3 months ago, until 6 months ago, nobody knew there is something called prompt engineer as a career. Everybody thinks a software engineer, IT and software engineer. In the last 3 to 6 months, a prompt engineer is a career which has picked up pretty fast. And it is estimated that in the years to come, 5 to 10 years to come, all the software engineers have to transform themselves into a prompt engineers. Because AI is going to take care of code writing largely. And you need to have a skill of how to make AI work. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's very important, and you need to keep yourself at the pace of the technological evolutions. And don't have to fall prey for, just because everybody is doing, I have to do it. That's not the game here. So I would conclude in saying, have a balance between your art and science, your intuition and your analysis, your personality and practicality. This has to be very crucial. Consider your personality, the child's personality, the abilities, and at the same time, do analysis as much as possible and seek guidance. Reach out to professionals, seek guidance. That's very crucial. So I hope that sets some context on what are the parameters that you need to consider in order for you to plan your career, your child's career, or if you're a student, your career. And I repeat, career planning is no different from holiday planning. Please keep that analogy in your mind, so that would give you, a fair, easy way to remember. And at the same time, I would leave you with this thought of, if you know the destination, then the journey becomes pleasurable. If you don't know the destination, then the journey becomes miserable. So keep that in mind. And with that, I'll pause and open it up for questions. And of course, you are free to type in your question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask your question. I'll be more than happy to answer. So a couple of you have already said that now you want to ask a question. Please go ahead. Type in your question. I see from Rajiv Gupta and a couple of others, they seem to have questions. So feel free to ask your question, either unmute or type in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions.
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yes, sir. Rajiv ji, bataiye. Rajveer.
Sir, there is a future in trading or stock market like platform?
But Rajiv, are you a student or a parent, Rajveer?
No, sir. I am a student, but I am thinking to hold that future.
Yeah, see, the financial market, stock markets, in the field of finance and investment, yes, it's a very good field, I must say. And you will have to get through the commerce field, investment broking, stock broking, financial analyst, all that, management consultant, stock broking. Those are all, as long as the commerce as a field exists, these will have opportunities. Yes, it holds. Short answer, they hold a bright prospects. Rajveer, if that helps you. Which grade are you in, Rajveer? 10th grade, 11th, 12th?
Sir, I am in 10th, sir.
10th grade. And which group, which stream you plan to take up after your 10th?
Sir, commerce.
Commerce, wonderful. And if you can manage with maths, have commerce with maths. That would help you with little more opportunities, though that's not a mandatory.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, wonderful, Rajveer. What about others? Raja, Rudra, Prabha, Tejashwa, Jyoti, Shraddha, Bhumi, Poonam, Pranab, Deepti, Nisha.
So I have one question, sir.
Yes, sir, Pranabji.
Yeah, this is thank you for your nice presentation. And I'm a parents. My daughter, she's in grade 12 and
Okay.
with commerce, but she has not taken maths as a
Okay.
part of
Okay.
elective.
Okay.
But many institute like Narsimonji and all that, they are asking that maths has to be compulsory.
Right. Right.
So then the if the maths is not there, then the options are narrowed down.
Ah.
So what do you suggest, sir?
Yeah, so there are specific institutions and for specific courses. I can give you an example. If a student from a commerce background wants to do BCom, then it is not, at least 90% colleges overall across India, 80 to 90% don't insist on math for a BCom. But only specific institutions will insist on math even to do BCom. But if you want to do BCom honors, then the proportion may change. Approximately some 40 odd percentage of colleges would say that no, math would be a good to have, a must to have kind of it. So depending on the course, like for a commerce student, if they want to do BBA, BBM, that doesn't require math.
Yeah.
It's in the open category. There's an entrance examination like CUET or UGAT or SET or the Narshi Punji entrance examination that doesn't require. But there are specific courses they insist on math. For example, a commerce student wants to become an actuary, that require a math, and they want to do BCom honors in specific institutions, then they require math, but not all. Don't have to worry, sir, Pranabji. चिंता करने को जरूरत नहीं है. The reason is there are many colleges out there, depending on your location, depending on your reachability of various colleges, there will be many courses that are available without math. So now it is a myth that you need to have a math as compulsory. No, it is only the eligibility requirement for many courses. But
Okay.
nothing have to worry, sir. You can be assured. Maybe we can talk one-on-one and then see what are the specificities of courses that you are looking at, and then we can take it up accordingly, sir, if that
Sure, sure.
helps you. Yeah.
Your number
Yeah, I
is
think
there?
those coordinates will be shared later by one of my colleague here towards the end. So please stay tuned for next few minutes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, and I have a question. Thank you, sir, for asking that question. I have a question from Sumegha Garg. My son has multiple talents, like he's good in sketching and he has interest in history subjects, also in sports like badminton, and also he loves to play piano. So how can I find his core interest on his career? He's in grade 7 right now. So grade 7 and 8 up until 9th, you need to give your son as much exploratory possibilities as possible. Let him explore. These are just interests. The interest at a 7th grade will change as the child gets into 9th and 10th grade, and the interest will transform into something different as the child completes their 12th grade, and it keeps changing again after their undergraduation. So interest is subjected to change, though some interests may remain as a hobby or something. Interest is only one parameter, ma'am, I must say. You need to consider the personality. What personality traits, what abilities does your child possess? That's very important. So these are various interests. Sketching, drawing, painting, those are aligned towards a design. Design could be a career. History as a subject will draw them towards humanities as a stream. Now, having sports, then that is more like bodily kinesthetic intelligence, which will get them to physically performing kind of activities, whether it is musician, singer, sports person. So these are all very diverse. Interest is one aspect. Now you have to also carefully observe your child. What is the level of proficiency that this boy is exhibiting in those areas? Are all of them a free time activity, or does he do it passionately, any of them? Now that is one. If he is very passionate, if he goes mad about something of the list, what you mentioned, out of sketching, history, badminton, and piano and all, does he go mad about anything? Then that means that is something that it is very close to his heart. That is one indication. Next, can you make that as a career? Is it practically viable? Now he plays piano. You want to become a musician with that piano ability. But is that a viable career? Is it going to give him a living as much as you want your child to have certain living life standards? That practicality has to be looked into. Now consider badminton. Now, does he just do a free time, or does he just go to an academy and participate? Or is he spending 6 to 8 hours every day in the badminton court practicing? Then there is a potential that this boy can become a badminton player. And history as a subject, is he keen on knowing some facts and figures, or he's very passionate about studying that subject continuously? So these are some of the thoughts I can share with you, ma'am. I hope that sets some context. Taking classes is one, but has he gained any proficiency? If he is about 7th grade, he must be about some 12 years old by now. Is he a beginner, intermediate, or did he gain proficiency? Is he playing under 13, under 14? Is he aiming for something? So that makes a lot of difference. And as a parent, can you really support and spend that much time with your child? That's also important. The support systems support is also important. So these are all the various aspects that needs to be considered. I hope that sets some context to you, to your question, ma'am. And any other questions from anybody? Please type in your questions. You may type in your questions if you have any. And in the meantime, can we have Mukesh ji and Poonam? You have something to make some announcement? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and of course we can spend few more minutes for the questionnaire. Let them come in the chat box, but you can present what you have.
Yeah. So for the students and parents, I'm sharing a link with you all in the chat box. This is the link for the registration. Here, this is the page where you can get all the information regarding the career mentorship program which we are running right now. Based on your child's interest, you will also get one-on-one session with our instructor. He will guide you and be your mentor for the throughout journey. So this is the
Ma'am, you've gone on mute. Poonam ji, you've gone on mute. Unmute yourself.
Hello, am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yes.
So I was mute all the time, or
Yeah, you may have to say it again.
yeah, sure. So yeah, I have shared one link in the chat box for parents and students. You can visit this link. So we are running this program. So you'll get every information regarding the program through this link. There is one more link which Mukesh ji has shared. You can go there as well. So we are planning this career mentorship program for you all. Here we can give you one-on-one session with the instructor based on your child's interest, whatever his interest, and how he can pursue in that interest, how we can choose the career option based on that interest. So our instructor will guide you and mentor you throughout this journey. So you can go on this link and just book a free session as well through this link. Yes. Yeah, so there is one question
Yeah,
from
I'll take
Veena.
up that question, and I hope everybody was able to access that link, and please make use of that. Thank you. And there's a question from Raja. My son is in engineering college. He's interested in making YouTube videos. What should I do? Let him continue to make the YouTube videos. There is a break even for YouTube to get into monetization. If that break even happens, yes, there's a massive income opportunity that can happen. But to get to the break even, it is not so easy. There's an art and science behind that as well, that he need to be aware. Just by making some couple of videos and trying to put on YouTube and claiming that as a YouTuber is not going to work. So YouTube has got certain guidelines. You need to have say about 1,000 subscribers, and so these many views, only which the channel will be eligible for monetization. Now it is important that this anybody who is planning to become a blogger or YouTuber, they need to know these dynamics, or a podcaster. Only then there will be monetization. The answer is YouTube is definitely an income source, and it cannot be a random way. It has to be a very proper content, which is going to not some random video which becomes viral. That's not going to help. There has to be a constant, consistent way to put some knowledge, some way of presenting, or something that the child is interested in. But it will take a longer time. It will not happen overnight. So let him take that as in a short way to deal with now, since he's already in engineering. Let him take that up as a free time activity while he's focusing on his engineering as a full time. You don't discourage him, so that there will be no motivation. If you say to him that don't get onto YouTube, then probably there will be no motivation, because for most young boys and girls going to school and college, there is hardly motivation, only except for a handful of people. So please understand, please guide him in a very subtle way. No, that would be very risky, sir, if you want to leave engineering. Does he have a channel which is already established? Does he have enough subscriber base? Does he have enough viewers which is eligible for monetization? And does he have a content for the next few years? No, these are practical possibilities. Ask him how much money he need to survive every month. Every child, take their parents for granted. Familiarity breeds contempt. That's what I say. I have the same problem at home. I have 11th grade school going daughter. Despite I talk to so many people across the country, my advice goes useless at home. So, as I said, engineering, let him continue engineering, but leaving engineering is going to be risky. YouTube is a source, but it has to be established. It is not going to happen overnight. And even if he wanted to do, does he have a clear plan, clear content that he can share for the next, few years or few months before it gets to monetization? Otherwise, it's going to be risky. It is kind of हमारे गांव में तो एक कहावत है ना घर का ना घाट का करके वैसे एक था तो it's going to be difficult. So Rajaji, that's all I had to tell you. So probably as we speak to your child, maybe if you want to get one-on-one, I'll be more than happy to counsel him. Okay, I hope that gives you some context to your question. Anybody else? Any other questions? We have a few more minutes. Jyoti, Tejaswa, Prabha, Shraddha, Sumega, Bhumi, Pranab, Nisha, Kunzal, Komal, anybody, any questions? By the way, let me ask you this question. How did you like the session? Of course, there was a feedback form already posted over there. How did you like the session? Please do give us some feedback.
So the session is good. Just to see if there will be another session on different option of universities, colleges, the top tier colleges, how to get there, those kind of advices.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good that you choose your stream, what you want to do, but उसके बाद कैसे करना है, कैसे जाना है, तो
वो तो
उसके
वन
लिए
ऑन वन में हम
हाँ,
एड्रेस कर सकते हैं सर आपके लिए.
हाँ.
आप वन ऑन वन हम आपसे मुलाकात करके कर सकते हैं.
अच्छा.
आप
ठीक
जो
है.
वो लिंक दिया था पहले, मैडम ने जो लिंक पेस्ट किया इसमें, आप उस लिंक
हाँ.
के आप रजिस्टर करवाइए. हम आई थिंक there will be an opportunity when you get one-on-one. We will have more specific because this is a general topic we take up and then raise that awareness and then create that opportunity. Okay, wonderful. There was a feedback form which was given in the chat box. Please do take few moments. Yeah, thank you so much for all those good words in the chat box. Please do fill the form and then give us some feedback. We'll be more than happy, to incorporate your feedback. And we will definitely look forward to, invite you for, some more sessions in the future as well.
Yes, I guess so. Now there is no more queries.
Yeah, but let's
there's a small announcement. So we are planning to do the similar session every week on Saturday. So if some of your relative, friends, neighbor who having kids in class 9 to 12 and they need career counseling, so you can ask them to join. So every can get benefit
Sure.
from this session. Second, like if you want one-to-one mentorship with the Mr. Ramakrishna, so I have shared one link, so you can go with that link and book a session with Mr. Ramakrishna for your college selection or any higher education query or any query related to career. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Please do, everybody, my request one more time, please do fill the feedback. We'll be more than happy to incorporate your feedback. I hope it was wonderful. Thank you so much for your time on Saturday evening. We'd love to see you again. Thank you so much. Poonam ma'am, you want to conclude?
So that's it, sir. Thank you so
Okay.
much, sir, for the wonderful session. I guess for the students and parents, it will be a fruitful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good evening.
Same to you, sir. Thank you, everyone.